Well, as we told you during our trip to South America, the need for increased U.S. farm exports to countries like Panama and Colombia is vital to the health of the U.S. farm economy and overall the total U.S. economy. Part of getting more American farm products into South America is having organizations who can negotiate market opportunities with the buyers of U.S. farm products. One such organization is the U.S. Grains Council. This week in Louisiana Agriculture's Johnna Miller is standing by with USGC's Kurt Schultz to tell us more about what his organization is doing to improve U.S. grain exports to Central and South America. Johnna?
Thanks, Mike. Following up on our trip to South America, we're here talking to Kurt Schultz from the U.S. Grains Council, who covers Central America, South America, and the Caribbean. It's a lot to cover. Right now, we're really focused on the free trade agreements. Tell us why that's important from your standpoint.
Well, the free trade agreements really are important to U.S. agriculture. Specifically in Colombia, we've lost almost 2 million tons of corn exports to Colombia. It's a traditional market for U.S. where we traditionally had 84% of the market share. And over the last 2 years, that market share has gone down to less than 27%. The primary beneficiary of that has been Argentina and Brazilian corn exports. And so as a result of the inaction that we've had on the U.S. agreement with Colombia, other countries have really stepped in and taken our place. Similarly, in Panama, it's a smaller market, but we export about $445 million worth of agricultural products to Panama annually. Panama has a virtually free access to the U.S. market, as does Colombia. Almost 99% of their products go to the United States as it currently is. A free trade agreement will allow U.S. products the equal terms that currently Panama and Colombia have with U.S. market. And so, for example, we may only export maybe 40% of our agricultural products have duty-free access to the Panamanian market. The free trade agreement will open it up to virtually 90% of the U.S. agriculture.
You also mentioned the situation with transportation, and there are some advantages that we in the United States really have, but it sounds like there's some serious challenges that we have to work with and deal with as well.
Yes, the U.S. has a really big, Central America, South America, and the northern part of South America really are at the doorstep of the United States. It's about five days sailing from the United States versus 7 or even up to 18 days for some vessels out of South America. And so we have a natural advantage, and this market has traditionally been a 100% or virtually 100% U.S. market. However, as these duties are phased out and on imports from South America and the duties remain high on U.S., we've seen South American corn coming into Colombia, into the Dominican Republic, and into Panama, where we normally shouldn't see that happen. So these free trade agreements are real critical to maintain our competitive advantage in this region. And without them, we'll continue to lose market share.
So what will be the big focus for you and for your organization in the time to come?
Well, the most important hurdle right now is to see the free trade agreements passed. And then once the free trade agreements are passed, we are going to be working to rebuild U.S. market share in the region and bring it back up to its traditional level. Having the freight advantage is one aspect, but we need to get in and really meet with the customers and show them what the U.S. has to offer and get them to buy more consistently from the U.S. Going forward, then we will look at where our advantages are in each of the individual countries and try to market the U.S. advantage and grow our market share.
All right, thank you very much for joining us. And in the days ahead, we'll talk about what happens when and if these free trade agreements come into existence. Back to you, Mike.
Thanks, Johnna. Still to come on This Week in Louisiana Agriculture, we'll get the history behind Louisiana's oldest agricultural research station, one that is set to close July 1st. And
I'm A.J. Savine in Beauregard Parish, and I'll tell you how this former submarine captain became the tree farmer of the year.